Hey, it's Jay Onrait here. Make sure you check out Sports Talk with my good friend Mike Valente. Handsome, talented, what a broadcaster, a bright and shining light in the Canadian broadcast scene. This guy's going to be a future star.
That's perfect. How much did we say?
You only have 40?
Well, I mean, I don't make your salary, right?
I do make quite a bit in the States now. Watch his show, people.
Standing here with the one and only Jay Onrait. Jay, thanks for doing this. Welcome back to Winnipeg. Let's first start talking about Dakota Collegiate, where we are today. Big fundraiser going on, trying to raise funds for a brand new field, multi-sport field. How important is sports at the high school level?
Hugely important. It was important to me growing up. I grew up on the prairies, played volleyball, hockey, basketball growing up, and just can't imagine my life in school without sports. I just think it's such a hugely positive thing for kids. To have that outlet, obviously from a physical standpoint, it's obviously great that everyone stays in shape and gets out and exercises, but more than that, it's about team building, learning to get along with your teammates, learning about what it's all about to be part of a team. I think that's something that helps kids later in life, no matter how far they go in sports. So to have good, modern athletic facilities at a school like Dakota Collegiate is hugely, hugely important. I think this is a massively important fundraiser tonight because of that. So we're really looking forward to hopefully raising some funds for the field, and I can't wait to come back when it's all finished and, you know, maybe take a crack at the cricket cage or something like that, you know, try to go bowl over a couple of pins or something like that. I don't know much about cricket, to be honest. I know who Brian Lara is. Does that help? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, it was just the Cricket World Cup, too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you know the results of that.
Oh, yeah, huge, big fan. Who won?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jay Onrait.
Thank you, Robbie. Robbie, don't forget your Slurpee.
Oh, true Winnipeg.
There you go. Are there still more Slurpees sold per capita here than anywhere in the world?
Number one.
Can I swear?
When you go to LA, the start of a new network, was it everything you hoped it would be, and how's it going now?
Good question. It's been great. The city itself is amazing, obviously. The weather is amazing. People are surprisingly wonderful and warm. The network is in its infancy. We're making headway now. Can I pick that up at like the Osborne Village Inn or something? They have like that. I actually walked by there today and I took a picture. I was like, someday I'll be living here. Someday I'll have a room at this place. It's been a bit of a mixed bag, and you're going against a huge juggernaut like ESPN, which is such a media giant. It's a tall order, so to speak. So it's been a challenge, but at the same time, our business is all about that. It's all about stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging yourself personally and professionally. You don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over in this business. I really think that's detrimental to you as a person and as a professional. So I think it's been great for Dan and I, and our producer Tim, who we begrudgingly brought along with us to Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's right. Now, do you miss, I know you and Dan try and incorporate hockey as much as you can into the broadcast, but do you miss being in Canada, especially during the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, even though we were there last year when the Kings won the Stanley Cup, it just wasn't the same sort of feel. I mean, LA is such a huge city. The Lakers, the Dodgers are the real big teams there. So they were excited about the Kings winning, but it wasn't a mass citywide celebration like it would be here if the Jets won the Cup.
Get me that stat time. 1. That's how many times I incorrectly identified Jennifer Lawrence's character in The Hunger Games during yesterday's show. I thought her character's name was Kipnis, like Cleveland's second baseman Jason Kipnis. Turns out it's Katniss. Either way, I'm proud to say I will never read one of those books.
If you weren't a sportscaster, what other job could you see yourself doing?
Great question. I was originally, my dad owned the drugstore in the small town I grew up in, and my original plan was to go into pharmacy and take over the drugstore. So I guess that's what I would be doing, though my dad to this day says you don't want to be counting pills all your life. No offense to all the good pharmacists in Manitoba, who I'm sure are doing a wonderful job keeping the citizens healthy and safe. But it's just not something I think I probably would have been happy in long term. So maybe something like that. Other than that, probably a lifeguard on the beaches of Santa Monica.
Got the lankiness.
Yeah, I've got the lankiness. I got my bronze cross. I got all the patches. I'm ready to go. I know how to twirl around that buoy thing that they had on Baywatch.
Really warm, wonderful people. And yes, the food wasn't 100% great, but and the accommodations occasionally had a dog or a cat in them. But sometimes you want a puppy in your room, you know? Like, how cool would it be if there was a hotel chain and you just go in your room and there's a puppy, yay!
Here's a question for you. What's warmer, summer in Winnipeg or winter in LA?
Great question. Summer in Winnipeg for sure because of the humidity. I remember being here the first summer I was here, and you're going to have to remember this, by the way, Mike. It gets freaking humid in this city in the summer. These guys all know this.
I've heard.
And my first year, I moved into a beautiful walk-up apartment in Osborne Village. No air conditioning. I thought, I don't need air conditioning. What's the point? And then, 2 days into sweltering, I was like Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, sweating in the middle of summer, realizing I got to go to the Home Depot, get a air conditioner, install it, and I did that 2 days later. So absolutely Winnipeg hotter in the summer. And then the beaches here, Grand Beach, Winnipeg Beach, so much fun. I feel like I'm going to sell you on this idea. Like you're going to go out to Grand Beach, you're going to have fun, you're going to be in your Speedo, you're going to
no one wants to see that.
The ladies, you're going to be eating pierogies on the beach.
And jam, you mentioned?
And Stella's Jam. I was just at Stella's, just a little plug to Stella's.
My old boss's favorite line was, dial it back 10%. Dial it back 10%. This is in the Ha Ha Hut. In his mind, the Ha Ha Hut represented a generic comedy club that he probably went to somewhere.
Before we let you go, Jay, I'm a big fan when you do the dancing to the camera in an empty studio.
Yeah.
So just give us a little whirl.
Yeah, I mean, it's tougher without music, Like when it's without music, I'm usually just doing something like this, right? With my desert boots on, not great dancing shoes. But then, I remember there was this kind of thing, right? Like the Running Man. The other thing is I'm in such bad shape, you can already hear me like I'm out of breath now.